right, we have a quorum. Move on to item B, approval of minutes from the February 20th meeting. I will accept a motion to approve when you're ready.
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve February 20 minutes. Is there any discussion? Discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Barry,
Yes.
Corey,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
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 David,
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. New business, grazing lease at Blacktail Dam.
So this is, the one change for this year is the fact that the grazing lease is only for 1 year instead of 3 years. With the fact that we're gonna be working on developing the land, wanted a little bit more flexibility in what that looked like. For reference, the weed board is also going to 1 year. Otherwise, everything is the same and just need authorization to sign.
Last year's lease was 1 year. Is that what I heard Karen say?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm just reading the notes I was
All
provided.
right. Okay, you have a grazing lease in front of you. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve and authorize the chairman to sign.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Any discussion? Discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Corey,
Yes.
Brad,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Bo,
Yes.
Shanda,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Drain field at Blacktail.
So Mr. Biela had reached out, I believe, to Commissioner Hanson about needing to switch where their drain field is. A diagram of what that would look like and how it would move to park board land is provided in your packet. Jeremy was able to speak with Karen prior to him leaving, and she is working on getting that together. But ultimately, you just need park board approval. Oh, do you have it? Okay.
Yeah, please, Karen. I just wanted to, when I looked at the prior drain field agreements that we've had in the past that I really haven't been involved in, it's actually an easement, and so I guess I'm recommending rather than drain field agreements that aren't recorded or anything like that, that we actually record them as easements really, so that we know where we are, because my understanding talking with Jeremy and possibly Beth is that we're not quite sure where all these drain field agreements are, where all these drain fields are really, so.
Okay, so you're just saying we name it something different so you can keep track of it better?
Yeah,
Sounds like a great idea.
yeah. And also, you know, I'd want a little bit more detail though. I mean, like, for example, like in other easements we have, we say that the easement is eventually gonna be, what, 10 feet in width or certain amount of length, and it's like the drain field agreements that we have right now, they don't really provide any of those details really, so. And also, I'm not quite sure if in the past, if we've required compensation from landowners to give them this easement to drain into parkland. So I just need to know when I'm drafting this easement for recording what the park board wants.
Well, if we were gonna change it now, I mean, we'd have a lot of backtracking to do, because I know there's several drainage fields out there that go onto parkland.
And well, yeah.
Maybe you could help Karen identify them then.
Not without a shovel.
Well, but no, so I got a question and it just more for curiosity. Like when we built our place, the new style of the drain field is them half moon chambers, and they're only like 2.5 feet in the ground. I mean, you can't drive over them with anything bigger than like a lawnmower. Well, if this is, I mean, we would need to make sure that, you know, like if we're plowing snow or something, we don't want to drive across that with our grader and ruin his drain field, and it would be our fault. And I mean, it should be sort of like, don't, you know, you should be able to see where it's at if it's going to be just off the road or something, right?
This is Brad. We put in our drain field out there, Joe's, digging, putting the drain field. And we did go on to park board land and we did get the agreement. Two things. We made sure we buried it because we had to go underneath the roads. So we made sure we buried that 8 feet deep going out. And once it got out on the park board land, that is a good question, whether it's deep enough. If park board or someone drove out there, we have to be very careful when we see individuals building onto homes or building a home or doing heavy construction. The semis have a tendency to drive out onto the park board land over top of these, and it does give us a little bit of a worry. So that's duly noted. And secondly, I agree where it should be a document that can go and be recorded so that if there is construction in the future, someone sees some type of a drawing or plat or something of that drain field, so they know when construction is going through, like rural water or anyone else, they know where it's at or have a good idea where it's at.
We can do, Brad, we can do a recordable document, but in terms of having some sort of map or plat, we're probably not going to be able to do that because under North Dakota law, you usually, if you're going to record some sort of a plat or map, it's usually got to be done by an engineer. So we don't want to really do that. We could probably have something internal, like we can mention something in this easement document saying that, there's a map that's available in the auditor's office or something like that. But to record it with the easement, it's probably not going to be a good idea because we don't want to hire an engineer to do it.
You can record just the agreement referring to that document being somewhere, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes, for sure, yeah.
Don't they
Karen,
have
can
to
we-
submit a drawing to the health unit to get their septics put in?
That's where we assumed it was always going.
It's my understanding that you have to supply a drawing to the health unit to get a permit to put in your septic, so why can't we just
Require
attach a
them to,
copy of that with it?
yeah, record a copy of the agreement with the health
Probably
department.
looking at it. But I'm guessing that's what's gonna get submitted to the health department. But is there a way just to put on there? This has gotta be buried to a depth so it's safe if somebody or we're not responsible, how's that? Cause right here where this is at is, the only person that parks there is Blaine, the guy that owns the house. But he does park there, so there's wheel tracks there, so it's real easy for somebody that could drive over it. And,
And he does drive semi at times.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the one drain and field agreement that I've seen, it's like they require burying it 4 feet deep. I don't, you just tell me how deep you want it to be and I'll put that in the easement, really.
Well, we can't really say
No.
that because that's up to Upper Missouri Health.
Yeah.
They're the ones that dictate, like, there's, 4 people in the house, there's 3 bathrooms and blah, so you need this many feet of drain field and, that we don't have control over that.
Karen, wouldn't you think that the best thing to do is just that there's a phrase in there that says that the park board be held harmless on any damages done to the drain field?
Sure.
was that a motion?
Would it be best for you to draft something up and bring it to us and we can look through it?
I don't think
I
we
mean, we
want,
can still approve this, but I'm just saying for future reference in case we want to add or delete something.
What, yeah,
So
that might be,
there's a motion to approve it.
I will make a motion to approve this with Karen drafting a easement suitable to both parties.
Okay, is there a second?
second.
Moved and seconded. Beth, you have a item of discussion?
In the past, in order for them to get all this done, the Blacktop Dam Association had to approve it. Park Board had to approve it. We had to get confirmation from the from the Upper Missouri District Health Unit, and they gave us a document that was approved, and in the document it showed how far it had to be, how deep it had to be, yada, yada, yada. And then there was also to be some locators. Kelly Everson put that in, that there should be some kind of a locator so that if we have to locate the drain field, there'll be, do you remember that, Brad?
What was that? I'm trying to hear it.
That we had to have some kind of locators, with the drain field. Kelly Everson talked about that.
Yeah, a locating wire has to be attached to the drain field line.
Right.
When it goes off your property. Now, on your property, I'm not sure.
And that
require-
was in the drain field agreement, so I might have gave you the wrong one.
Well, and here's how it happened. All those names you just named, directed them straight to us and said, they have to get a decision from here. This was the conversation I had with Blaine. So I think either way, these things are all gonna take place, but we need to approve if we're gonna let it happen, because if we say no, it's a moot point. But Kelly was one of them that specifically told Blaine to call me to get it on here, so.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Did we have a second?
Yes. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Brad?
Yes,
Steve?
Yes.
Bo?
Yes.
Shanda?
Yes.
David? Barry?
Yes.
Corey?
Yes.
Motion passes. My apologies. Looks like I skipped over the financials too. So,
Financials were provided in your packet, just if questions or anything. But we did get a good, I think Jeremy had put this in his email too. We had a really good pool of initial campsite reservations when that opened up on the 1st. So we're off to a good start on that end.
does anybody have any questions for the financials? Okay, I guess we'll move down to item E, master plan implementation date.
Yep, so as you're aware, Lookout Park and Coteray Dam are two that we're focusing on for the summer. We did get some initial estimates back on Lookout Park. It was a little higher than we anticipated, so kind of went back around on that. Big things, again, being improving the pickleball court and putting in some sidewalks and parking area. And then for Coteray, we're just working on finalizing the design. We've had quite the conversation over toilets and showers. I think we finally came to an agreement on a plan and a price to be able to get those solidified, being able to add restrooms and showers both to the north and the south part of the park. The other big feature of that is the kids' bike park. We've gotten really good feedback from that at both the recent wellness fair that Jeremy was at and then the sport and rec show that was this past weekend. We had printed out a diagram of what that was and got a lot of good comments, so people are excited for that. And then from a utility perspective, working on getting the applications in for power out at Coteray and Lookout Park. When we've done some preliminary planning on Little Egypt, just so that way we're well positioned for the Corps by the end of this month because they do their annual plan improvements. And even though we're not doing construction there, just keeping them apprised of what we're thinking of. And that's about it.
It was the bike park, where's that?
The north side of Coteray. So the north side of Coteray would have the bike park, the amphitheater, restrooms and showers, parking, and group campsites.
Okay,
And then we're not having online reservations for Coteray this summer, just to be able to be flexible with the construction schedule. So they're first come, first serve until we figure out what that looks like.
okay. Any other questions for master plan? All right. Next meeting on item F, April 16th, 2024, which will be at 8:30. If there's nothing else for the good of the order, I guess we will consider it adjourned. Anybody have anything? Okay, we'll adjourn at 8:58. ish.